Hi, I'm John Knight, and I'd like to tell you a story about a soldier named Adrian Bricknell. The main character is a Royal Dutch Army signals officer, seconded to the Gurkha regiment, and their name is Adrian Bricknell. They earned their commission, of all places, in the Indian Army, but was then seconded from the Royal Dutch Army, initially posted to the Gurkha regiment. Raised by now missing parents who were Dutch diplomats in Jamaica. Has a black belt in 2 martial arts and effectively was an open-handed killing machine before they enlisted. To date, can speak fluently Dutch, Spanish, French, Jamaican Creole, Mandarin reasonably well enough, Hindi and Russian. Morse as well. Would be a designated marksman, but has the hand-to-hand skills to be a bare-knuckle assassin. They carry a baby Sykes Fairbairn on the inside of their left wrist, typically out of sight under a sleeve, and in the first book gets to use it at least once. Their mother was a Dutch spy and a Dutch army officer. The father was a materials engineer, French trained, with the Dutch trade delegations. So, in book 1, and here's an outline of the plot. We have a slightly fractured storyline, returning to and from a Jamaican childhood, and explains in certain extents why they got the job pre-commissioning. The book actually starts with military academy in India, and a bullying trick goes wrong, and they reflexively take a pistol off one sergeant, breaking his arm in 4 places and nearly breaking his neck. Removing the weapons, stops themselves from shooting another 3 sergeants, gets knocked out, beaten up after Adrian is knocked out, and is court-martialed. Then marches into Nepal, underpacks, does 6 months learning Mandarin, goes to Tibet with yaks and a radio and 1 major, discovers that the Chinese are making nuclear weapons or nuclear grade plutonium in or around Lhasa. Then all of a sudden they have to escape, and on their march back to Nepal through Bhutan, they end up having to kill a few Chinese soldiers who are chasing them. The officer commanding with Adrian, leading the mission, the 2-man mission, or the 5-man mission if you count the yaks, dies as well. After the debrief, Adrian gets sent to Australia to learn how to be a paratrooper, and then comes back to Nepal to train the Gurkhas on how to become paratroopers. And just as they've got that down pat, having completed a joint exercise with the Seaforth Highlanders, they get lumped into an observer role during the 1963 Kashmir War between India and Pakistan. And en route to do a vertical deployment into Kashmir, Adrian falls out of a plane and manages to rescue themselves, and has a 4-day march in until Adrian rejoins an Indian army contingent, and then it turns out that Adrian's services are required as a signals officer with an Indian Army artillery battalion, and they get ambushed and they run a counter ambush, and then after that little stint rendezvous back with the Gurkhas and does 2 more stunts before the book is done. There's an introduction of the character and a very thinly outlined introduction to the plot of the book. So if you could give me a like and continue to follow this page, you'll be able to get the book fairly soon. But in the first instance, if you can give me a like, that's the story that you're liking about. We need a name for the book, and I'm giving you a chance to name the book. Thanks for your time and your trouble. This has been John Knight talking about Adrian Bricknell and a book that's about to be released. Take it easy. This has been John from the Adrian Bricknell book series. Thanks for your time.